What makes a great story?
Wow, that's a loaded question. I mean, character. I think that you can forgive a lot of things if you have a character that's interesting to watch on the screen or the stage.
What ruins a story for you? Like, what takes you out of it?
If I'm reading a story, if I'm just looking at something on the page, lazy writing. Like, if somebody has so many typos and plot holes, I once had to, I didn't have to, I offered to read a script from somebody just to give my notes and my feedback. And within 10 pages, I was just angry because it had so many typos, it had so many errors, there was just grammatical mistakes. There was no consideration for time and location, and there was just, why was I reading that? Like, it was a clear indication to me that the writer did not respect my time because they did not do their due diligence. They did not, what they handed me was not their best effort. So that took me completely out of the story. I can forgive a couple of typos every now and again. I mean, I make them myself. I submitted something that I found a typo on like 10 minutes later, and I was kicking myself. But I knew that I'd combed through that document enough times to make sure that there wasn't, a lot of glaring mistakes. But for somebody to be just so blatantly blasé with, punctuation and grammar and basic elements like time and space, I won't work with them.
Can you give me an example of what a plot hole is?
Yeah, so this particular story that I was referencing, they were discussing a geographical location, set in the Southwest, and then all of a sudden, in the time frame of the story, 3 hours later, they somehow ended up 2,000 miles away, and in a totally different location, and there was no consideration as to how the characters got there. It was just, what? Like, how did you suddenly end up there? It was a massive plot hole.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
okay.
It's like, okay, took me completely out of the story.
So in other words, how somebody's getting from point A to point B, there's no consideration in the story for that.
I mean, you don't have to spoon feed your audience everything, but if the audience will sit within the rules that you establish. So it's very important to establish the rules of your universe. This goes for people that write sci-fi. This goes for people that write, magical, stories like, the world of Harry Potter or something like that. The rules of the magic are very clearly defined. Once you start to break the rules that you set up, or you start to give too many exceptions, your whole world falls apart.